As many of you will know, I'm currently in Germany and will be for the entirety of the Euros, or at least up until the final. From Bloemfontein to Belo Horizonte, one of the great things about international tournaments, to my mind, is the diversity of the host cities and getting to know a little bit about them. When England's first game of the Euros was drawn against Serbia in Gelsenkirchen, I was delighted because it meant that I had a ticket via the blind ballot, but a lot of Germans made jokes about sending the English to Gelsenkirchen. Gelsenkirchen is the butt of many jokes in Germany, as perhaps the most notable of several high-profile left-behind cities in Germany's former industrial heartlands. Gelsenkirchen was once the city that fueled the German Empire, quite literally, and later the Weimar Republic and the Third Reich. Whilst Germany enjoyed what is described as a Wirtschaftswunder, or an economic miracle, following the end of the Second World War, for some, that miracle would be short-lived. In the second half of the 20th century, the German economy shifted from traditional manufacturing industries, like coal mining, steel production and shipbuilding, towards technology and services. Whilst others did very well out of that transition, the Ruhr region in North Rhine-Westphalia was hit hard and still hasn't recovered. One thing historically, which Gelsenkirchen locals have always been able to cling on to, is their local football club. Despite only having a population of 260,000, Schalke 04 have almost 200,000 members, a more than 60,000 capacity stadium, and an average attendance of 61,538, even while competing in Germany's second division this season. Pound for pound then, there might not be a more football-obsessed city in the entire world. So I travelled to Gelsenkirchen, principally to watch England's opening game of Euro 2024, but also to learn a little bit more about the city, why it is so passionate about football, and whether England could harness some of that passion in their opening game against Serbia. So sit back, relax, and join me quite literally on a journey to Gelsenkirchen for a fact-finding mission and a Euros vlog all rolled up into one. Hello and willkommen to Gelsenkirchen. The most beautiful city in Germany, if you ask me. Gets a bit of a bad reputation here in Germany, does Gelsenkirchen. Some people will tell you that it's got quite a low GDP per capita, sky-high unemployment, and that it's all a little bit run down and tired. None of which is untrue, but I'm here to tell you that Gelsenkirchen still has its charms and its quirks. I mean, the weather's not great. I can't give it any credit on that front, but, you know, what does that matter? I'm in my England anthem jacket. No hood, sadly, and also this camera is not waterproof, so that could be problematic. But, yes, one of the great things about tournament football, in my humble opinion, is learning a little bit about each of the cities, travelling around, and, you know, they all have their own, as I say, quirks and identities. You know, it was lost a bit in Qatar, obviously, where, you know, it was in a sort of 30-mile radius and, you know, there wasn't those sort of independent. But here in Germany, you know, you've got Berlin, Munich, and then you've got here the North Rhine-Westphalia, the Ruhr, where Gelsenkirchen sits at the heart of, and yeah, they're all very distinct and very different, in good ways. You know, don't crap on Gelsenkirchen until you've visited. Basically, this city, it was a tiny little village until about the 1840s. Population about 5,000, something like that. Nondescript, no different to most other little villages here in this part of the world. And then came the Industrial Revolution, and that all changed. Gelsenkirchen was on the map all of a sudden, and in 60 years, between 1840 and 1900, the population of Gelsenkirchen boomed to from 5,000 to over 150,000. Some say maybe up to 200,000. And by the early 1900s, Gelsenkirchen was actually the most important coal mining city, not just here in Germany, but in the whole of Europe, which meant that when the Second World War came around, and energy and coal was vital to
the Axis and the Allies, Gelsenkirchen was very important to the German war effort, which also meant that it got very badly bombed, which is why, a little bit like Hull, the city where I'm from, there's not a lot of old buildings in the centre of Gelsenkirchen. You can see a lot of buildings from, I don't know, the 1960s and 70s, that era of questionable architectural design. But again, I quite like it. There's something charming about it. Anyway, after the Second World War, Gelsenkirchen had to be rebuilt, but it had a bigger problem than the fact that it had basically been flattened, and that was the coming deindustrialization of the post-war era through to, I don't know, all the way up to sort of the 1990s. And that's left Gelsenkirchen with some fairly big problems. A lack of jobs, first and foremost. Gelsenkirchen basically has the highest unemployment rate of any major city here in Germany, and it's not that major of a city. Now, it's one of the host cities for the Euros, but much bigger cities missed out, and that's because whatever you say about Gelsenkirchen, whatever you throw at it, you can't accuse them of not being passionate about football. That would be wrong, because they are. Gelsenkirchen is the 25th largest city in Germany, and only the 11th largest city here in the North Rhine-Westphalia. I've no idea where I'm going, by the way. But Schalke 04, the local football club, I'm sure you're familiar with them. I've made a video about them. And the recent plight is they have about almost 200,000 members. Bearing in mind the population of the entirety of Gelsenkirchen is about 260, 280,000, something like that. So I compare Gelsenkirchen, with no level of insight, but just in my head, to other deindustrialized English cities like Sunderland or, I don't know, even Newcastle, where, you know, the times are hard in the northeast of England, but maybe midweek is not so pleasant. Struggling, lots of struggles that people have with money and work and employment, but football takes up all of that emotion and everything gets pinned on the weekend. And Schalke have the 200,000, almost 200,000 members that they have is the third most of any club in Germany, trailing only Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, and only very narrowly behind Dortmund. It's more than Barcelona and Real Madrid. So that should give you some idea of how much Gelsenkirchen cares about football. And that's what we're here for today, football. Heading to the footballing cathedral of the Veltins Arena, although it's not named that for the Euros for UEFA non-sponsorship rules, to see England versus Serbia. How exciting. I like Gelsenkirchen. I'm here. I've not been paid by the Gelsenkirchen Tourist Board, not least because I suspect that one doesn't exist. But I like it. Look at this. They don't tell you about that in the on the Twitter or the X. People just insult Gelsenkirchen. I quite like it. I've taken some cover because it is well, it's pissing it down is what it is. By some lovely, look, you know, some nice artwork. I'm sort of in a sort of brutalist mini car park. Lovely. In case you don't believe me about how passionate Gelsenkirchen is about football, the Veltins Arena, the home of the club, basically, if you're wondering why Schalke aren't called, I don't know, Gelsenkirchen FC or FC Gelsenkirchen and are instead called Schalke, that is because Gelsenkirchen Schalke is a quarter within the city of Gelsenkirchen. I know you were all wondering, when you think, when's he going to address the elephant in the room? Well, no longer do you have to wait. The quarter, although Schalke haven't actually played in Gelsenkirchen Schalke since the start of the 1970s, when they moved stadium then, and then they moved again to the Veltins Arena, or it was rebuilt. But it is now the fourth biggest purpose-built football stadium in all of Germany. Only the Westfalenstadion in Dortmund, about 80,000. The Allianz Arena in Munich, and the Olympiastadion, I think, in Berlin. They're the only bigger football stadiums in all of Germany than the Veltins Arena here in Gelsenkirchen, a city, as I say, that's only the 25th largest in all of Germany. How interesting is that? So perhaps it's no wonder then that this city has produced the likes of, just in recent times, Manuel Neuer, Ilkay Gundogan, Mesut Ozil. They were all born here in sunny, lovely, pretty Gelsenkirchen. I might move here, I love it. Even the rain is starting to subside. That man did not want to be on camera. In case you ever doubted me about Gelsenkirchen being a city, utterly obsessed with football. Schalke ist everywhere. I assume that's not everywhere in German, but there's the titles. Interestingly, Schalke were particularly dominant during the Nazi German era, which led to a lot of people assuming that Schalke were Hitler's favourite club. But there is very little evidence to support this claim, as Schalke themselves are at pains to point out whenever the allegation is made. They just happen to be very good during a not very good period for Germany. That's it, all right? No more questions, please. But yeah, no, as you all know, if you watched my video about Bayern Munich's relationship with the Third Reich, Hitler hated football. Not the worst thing about him, but top three, probably. Weird bloke. In fact, the more that I learn about him, the more that I hear about him, the more I just think he was a wrong-un, you know? Probably get cancelled for saying it in this day and age, you know, but it's 2024. Hi. Hello. Hi. Not a Nazi, don't worry. I assume, you know. So I'm just wondering, Gelsenkirchen is it's like the 25th largest city in Germany, currently.
I don't know.
And only the 11th largest in NRW, like North Rhine-Westphalia. Yet the Veltins Arena is the 4th largest stadium in all of Germany. Schalke have more members than Real Madrid and Barcelona, like 200,000 almost.
We're on the 3rd place, I think.
Yeah. So I wondered what makes Gelsenkirchen so passionate about football for its size? Why do people love football so much here?
I think this is the culture here.
Yeah.
The culture of football. The people live this culture here. So Schalke is life. It's life for everyone here, for every fan. If you have been one time in the stadium with 60,000 people, it's amazing. All football players who play for Schalke said they never see such an audience like in Schalke.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's very good.
And Gelsenkirchen, you hear other Germans giving it a hard time as a city, saying, you know, it's not as nice as Munich but I really like it. You know, it's got its own vibe, its own culture.
Yes.
Even if the economy is not as good as other cities.
I don't live here, but I know the cities. There are much foreign people living here, so the unemployment is very great here. I think it's like the 4 or 5 biggest unemployments in North Rhine-Westphalia, with I think 18%.
Unemployment.
Yeah, unemployment.
But were you born here?
No. I live in Hattingen. It's between Bochum and Essen.
But I guess a lot of people who are born here probably move for work, for opportunities and jobs.
I don't know, because I don't live here. I only know the atmosphere from the football club. I I was born. I was 6 years. My grandma, grand-aunt.
Yeah, grandma, yeah, perfect.
She lives 1 kilometer from the stadium, from the old stadium. It's called the Park Stadium.
Yeah.
The arena it is, doesn't exist then. So I was 6 years. I got my first Schalke trikot. So I was infected.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was it.
Yeah.
And what's it been? Obviously, last few years have been hard for Schalke.
Oh yes, it's very hard.
Do you think it's going to turn around, or are you hopeful?
I hope so. So the new management now makes a big reset on the club. Yeah, so many people have to go from the headquarters and some of the players. We don't have much money because we have it's like 180 million. I don't know the word, children.
Yeah, debt. Money owed.
Yeah.
From like training ground and other.
Yeah, the arena was very expensive this time. Yeah.
Right.
And in the past, the management doesn't often make the right
decisions.
So I bought players for much money and give them much money. Gehalt. Wages. High wages, and they stay until the contract is going out. So I hope they will get the next years to go back.
Yeah. Well, we wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you.
We hope to see you back in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Perhaps in 2 years. I don't think this next season because we have to grow up a new
foundations.
Mannschaft.
Team.
New club, a new team. I think in 2 years we go back to the first Bundesliga. I hope so.
The man has arrived on a bicicleta. The English are unimpressed. And he's leaving. There must be a reason why there's a film crew, but we can't figure it out.
Oh, good. Okay. There you go, son. Oh, my God.
I'm with Lutz van der Horst. There's quite a lot of confusion among English fans as he rode in on his bicycle. So he's very kindly agreed to tell me what the campaign. You'll see there, it's UEFA. UEVA, and he's going to explain to us what it's all about.
Oh my God, this is a
big question.
Complicated. Yeah, actually, we are filming for a German comedy show that is called Heute Show. I don't know if you know it. No, you don't know.
I don't know.
It's okay.
My German is not as good as yours.
Oh my God, what is happening with this?
It's
it will not explode, right?
No.
Okay.
Pyrotechnics, we call it. I don't know what the German word is for pyro.
Pyrotechnik.
Yeah. Quite similar.
Yeah. In Germany, we have a guy who's called Hauptstadt Anzeigenmeister, and he's wearing exactly these kind of clothes, and he's going around town and making checking the law. This is dangerous.
I don't think they're that dangerous. I think you're okay. You're okay. So, tell me more. The man.
And that's it, actually. And now we finished filming, and I really like this place. And now we're thinking to stay here and just drink before we go back.
But I heard the rules. You're objecting to the rules that they've put on cities.
Yeah, we are making fun of the UEFA rules.
Right. And what kind of rules are they?
There's a ban zone around here.
Yeah.
2 kilometers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that's not allowed. For example, no public viewing. That is not authorized. There's no.
What, like watching matches?
Yes, exactly. and there's no demonstration, like 500 meters around here.
What, like political demonstrations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. And
Is that to stop left wing or right wing, or what kind of demonstrations are they worried about?
That's all demonstrations.
Okay, so you're not, you don't have a political angle, or do you?
Of course not.
No?
I'm completely objective.
Okay.
Yes.
As is everyone. Right. Is there anything else you want to add, or are you happy
I
with that?
want a drink.
You want a drink?
drink.
What,
Don't stop
what
me
drink
from
do you?
drinking.
What drink do you want? A beer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we go.
Will you buy it for me?
You know, the saying goes, you might have a good tash for a good football team.
Yeah.
Are you related?
It's my dad.
Is he your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you from
Dad.
From Gelsenkirchen?
My English is very bad.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Ja, ich weiß.
Yeah, English is very bad, but your moustache is very good.
I'm a very... Komm,
Cheers.
wir trinken. Wir trinken heavy. Have fun.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ja.
3 cheers for fun.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Yeah.
And mine
Yeah.
is better than yours.
Ah, give over.
And yours, and yours, and yours.
Yeah, everyone. Cheers.
Oh, knock him out.
Die make it extra. Yeah, what does it mean extra?
Oh, you know what would be good? You two should have an arm wrestle. No. Yeah? He's keen. Come on, get yourself sitting down here. Arm wrestle. Arm wrestle.
All right. Oil wrestling then. Oil wrestling.
I have two-time wrestling, two-time wrestling with 2 wives.
No, no.
I have lost everything.
Lost everything.
Now we go live to the weatherman Rob. Is it raining, Rob?
You saw how busy it was.
There's a chance of rain today. And it's raining right now. Yeah.
Quite a high chance, I might say.
Very high chance. It's a bit inclement if I say.
Shall I book it?
Thoughts on an Uber?
Yeah, we were going to get an Uber. It's outrageously priced, but...
Other ride-sharing apps are available. Uber have not paid
Can you see us
for
here?
this video.
Welcome to the Veltins Arena. Not actually known as the Veltins Arena for this game due to UEFA sponsorship ruling. It's England's first game of the Euros. England famously have an awful record at the Euros. In fact, England are the only country in Europe and the world, but you know, specifically in Europe, to have won the World Cup and not to have won the Euros. Proud record that we have. Here's England's record at the Eurosphere. 1960, refused to enter. 1964, failed to qualify. 1968, semi-final defeat versus Yugoslavia. 1972, failed to qualify. 1976, failed to qualify again. 1980, group stage exit. 1984, failed to qualify. 1988, group stage exit. 1992, group stage exit again. 1996, semi-final defeat versus Germany on penalties as hosts. 2000, group stage exit. 2004, quarter-finals, out on penalties again. 2008, failed to qualify. That was a particular low. 2012, quarter-finals, lost on penalties again. 2016, out in the round of 16 against Iceland, a new all-time low there. Somehow that was even worse than just not qualifying at all. And most recently of all, 2020, finalists for the first time and lost against, well, you guessed how we went out, on penalties in the final against the Italians. But here we are, in Gelsenkirchen, for the first day for England of Euro 2024. We go again.
Hi, how you doing? We're back and we're ready for it all over again.
Got some Serbia fans.
Score prediction, usual.
You see, we were told that Serbia fans would want trouble, but so far we've all got on great.
Serbian people are always friendly. So.
Which Serbian team do you support?
Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah, European Cup winners.
Yeah, 1991.
Yeah, don't never forget.
Never. It's the biggest accomplishment. So Serbian football or Yugoslavian football ever.
Yeah. Are you optimistic for the Euros?
My prediction is Serbia will win 2-1, or either England will win 3-1. So, but it's coming home this day.
You're on the. Oh, what, for us or you?
No, for you.
Really?
Yeah. Also, my prediction is Serbia win 2-1.
If Serbia win 2-1,
England 3-1 or Serbia 2-1. But it's coming home.
You see,
that's my prediction.
As an outsider, it always feels like you look at the Serbia team and people think Serbia are like outsiders. They've got some quite good players. Like I thought that in Qatar at the World Cup. Serbia could do quite well here. They've got a good team.
Really have good players,
and then they sort of underwhelmed a bit.
The players are very good, but they can't play as a team. So.
They can't perform as a
What reason?
I don't know. Though. Ask the coach.
What do you think of the coach? Because he's
Pixie's a legend.
Dragan Stojkovic. He's like one of the greatest.
His nickname. He's one of the greatest players Serbia has or Yugoslavia ever seen. But
you don't think he's that good of a coach?
He's a great coach, but I don't think that he's. I don't know. How can I say?
Something's not clicking.
He can't keep the chemistry in the team.
He's one of the best Serbian players ever, but the chemistry or some. I don't think he's ready to coach such a big team with those big players. So you have like Kostic, Mitrovic, or some Milinkovic, Savic, Tadic. These are big players.
I don't know. Have you seen the teams for today?
Yeah.
As an English, I'm surprised. I thought it would be Tadic instead of Vlahovic.
Yeah, Tadic is on the bench. So
I normally expect a 2 behind Mitrovic instead of Milinkovic, Savic, and a 2. Are you happy or ambivalent?
I was surprised, but I think the coach sees something in England's.
Centre backs are not the best. Our centre backs are not.
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
Maybe he's
with no Maguire.
It's a game plan. Yeah. Either it works or not, so we will be surprised.
Yeah. My understanding of Stojkovic is it's like all-out attack.
Yeah, all or nothing.
Serbia has good attackers. Only one.
Our defense.
Milinkovic is good, and the other 2 are.
We will see. Either it's going very well or very bad. So our coach has some plan. He has a game plan, so he would not put Tadic on the bench. So either it's going very well or very bad. So
yeah. And are you happy with the other result, the 1-1? That probably suits you pretty well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
actually
all right
for us, it's perfect.
So today is for Serbia. Is today a bit of a because I'm an England fan, but England are seen as the favourites for this group.
Yes.
So is today seen as like a free hit? Like you can go for it and or is it really important that you get a good?
It's for us actually. It's the important as it's most important game of the group stage. So
really,
if you perform against England well, so you can perform against the others.
Yeah, you can win against the others.
Say if you lose 2-1, but you play really well, will you be happy?
All right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I guess it would be good. Yeah.
I thought Harry Kane would start.
I called Harry Kane to start. Yeah. Great. Are you pleased that Kane's starting? I really thought Kane would start.
I'm not shocked, if I'm honest, but am I pleased? Yeah.
People doubted Southgate, but I always thought he was starting. Southgate, you're the one.
You still turn me on.
Where's football coming?
Again.
What are your thoughts on the Veltins Arena?
It's pretty nice. We've got good seats actually. Who's our famous person who's going to give the message like they did last time? We'll have to find out.
Harold Shepard, I think.
Look at the big screens for
Adam, what do you think of the Veltins Arena?
It's not put the cake on, but it's not bad.
Yes,
absolute diehard is Adam. Give a quick panorama.
The more miles the better. I love the tarmac. I want England to win the Euros. 3 rounds.
8-0 down by this time. You're not singing anymore. It's 1-0. Jude Bellingham has scored, so that's good. Some of us had 2-0 England to win Bellingham and Kane, so we're looking all right.
Left footer. Need to set that.
Pickford, even.
Yeah, maybe so.
Das ist half-time in Gelsenkirchen. It's 1-0 England. No bias involved, but England... Oh, that music could get me demonetised. Into the last 10. Trippier's been down, but is back up. Now we go live to the popcorn monster. We make a second half.
Basically a non-event. Like, if you're a neutral, I imagine it's just a non-event. As an English player, it's quite good. It doesn't really matter.
We should say Kane did hit the underside of the crossbar, and it was very nearly a goal. And I think Bowen, we were happy with him coming on, and he has made a positive impact.
I'm happy with that.
Even though he's come on for probably the best player on the pitch, before his introduction.
I'm not sure Kane is playing this anyway.
England till I die. So this is quite boring. I'm pretty nervous right now.
Oh, I know.
A lot more comfortable than this.
In a minute.
Jared Bowen's now the best defender in England.
Free kick. That could do it.
And bang another here.
Get in there. Let's go. 1-0. You got that. England have won 1-0. It was a classic opening group game. I've no complaints.
Other two teams drew, take a 1-0, get on it.
Yeah. Run away.
So, the battery died on my camera just after full time, but that is probably for the best, as getting back to my apartment in Dusseldorf took almost 3 hours. German trains are not much better than English trains, and there probably isn't a heavier criticism than that exists, so I probably wouldn't have been my usual happy-go-lucky and energetic self. Reading up on some other supporters' experiences, though, it sounds like we actually got off pretty lightly. So, Gelsenkirchen. What did you all make of it? Clearly, it is economically deprived and badly in need of investment, jobs and opportunities. That much was obvious before we visited. But it must be said, Schalke fans, and just the locals in general, were among the most hospitable that I've encountered in Germany, and, as expected, they could all talk at length about football. As for England, I'll be honest, I don't think that it was nearly as bad as some people are making out. Reading some of the backlash, you'd think that we'd lost 3-0 rather than having won. In truth, Foden was barely involved, and Kane was either unfit or just totally not at the races, very uncharacteristically so, but England scored early on and never really looked like conceding. The best chance of the game, after Bellingham gave England the lead, was Harry Kane's header which hit the underside of the crossbar. Obviously, it wasn't a vintage display of liquid football, but that's not really what the group stage of a Euros is all about. Anyway, let us know what you think down below in the comments about England, Serbia, Gelsenkirchen, and, preferably, just how handsome I am. That is it for today's video, but thank you all very much, as ever, for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. As I say, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And it goes without saying at this stage, make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on, not just for this channel, HITC Sevens, but also my second channel, Alfie Potsama, both of which should be about to appear on your screens now, along with a couple of videos that you might fancy watching after this one. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram or Threads via the username @HITC Sevens on all three, should you wish to do so, and all of those links plus a whole lot more should be down in the video description below. Cheers.